name's Jason.
Hello everybody, I'm Steve.
And we're the Highwaymen, and today we are discussing a bit of a somber subject, the death of our Queen and the birth of our new King. So let's start with the death of Queen Elizabeth. Well, let's start with Queen Elizabeth, really. Taking the throne at 21 years old. I mean, if you look at the average 21-year-old, what they're doing at this point in time, you think of what she'd have had to sort of, the responsibility that she took on at that point. It's quite astounding, really, isn't it?
It is quite astounding, but you've also got to bear in mind that's what she was, and I hate to say this, that's what she was born for. That's what
no, she wasn't.
But
she was not, because if anyone doesn't know your history, her uncle was King Edward, and he would have been king, obviously, and well, he was king. He was king for 11 months, and he decided that he wanted to marry an American divorcee, someone who had been married twice previously, and that is not allowed. So his brother, he had to abdicate, and his brother therefore was next in line, and he took on the crown, took on the job of being king, King George.
King George the Sixth.
I don't know how long he reigned for. Was it 8 years?
Yeah, there's something like that. Yeah.
And then obviously unexpectedly died, and Queen Elizabeth therefore took over the role. Didn't want it. She wasn't prepared for it, and so I'm going to disagree with you there, Steve. She wasn't born for the role at all. So she took it on, and she pledged to give a life of service, which she did extremely well.
No one's disputing that.
Yeah.
However, so 8 years off of 21 makes her what, 13?
Yeah.
13. So from the age of 13, she knew she was next in line.
But even then, she didn't expect it at 21.
Oh, right. Okay, Jay. If I said to you at 13 years old, 13-year-old Jay, I'm going to say, mate, look, you got two choices now. You can either continue down the path you're doing, you go and do you and have a lovely time, or as of this moment in time, you can live in abject wealth with every single thing that your heart desires, and the crack is you will become king when you're 21. What you going to do?
It's a gilded cage, though, isn't it? Let's be fair.
So you're saying you wouldn't want it? So at the age of
I wouldn't
13,
want it. I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be in the monarchy. No,
why?
not at all. You've got no freedom. You've got no freedom at all to do anything.
Okay,
you're free to go off around the world and all the rest of it within certain constraints. You're not
bless
free.
her little heart. She isn't now, but
you're not. You're not a free person. You can't just decide to go out down the supermarket. Can't go for a run in the park.
Why would you want to? Why would you want to when you have people go and do it for you?
You might want to.
Why?
If you've never been in a supermarket, I'm sure it would be quite exciting to go into a supermarket for the first time with your trolley.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
I reckon the Queen
pretty sure they have been into a supermarket.
Put the old headscarf on and go around with a trolley now and again when no one's looking.
Pretty sure.
Just to be normal.
Sure,
so no, I think.
I'm disagreeing. I'm disagreeing.
We will disagree this time, then, mate. We'll disagree. I'm going to run off in a huff now and close the screen down. So you know, and the thing with the Queen.
Go
on. What's what?
There was this dead weird. It was like a feather floating around by you. Then dead weird, and it's just I don't know where it's
disappeared. Gone. Could be somebody from the grave trying to
well,
with us.
Who knows?
Who knows? So you know, she's had a life of service, and I think she saw that as a life of service. She's been constant in our lives. You know, we've not known any different. And you know,
70 years, Jay. 70 years on the throne.
Governments. That's a big dump.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Look at us. Look at the state we're in, and you're not wrong.
Well, no. Where was I going with this? Yes. So, like, you know, to think that she was queen when Winston Churchill was in power, when he was in power, and governments have come and gone, and parties have come and gone, and prime ministers have upped and gone. 15 prime ministers, I believe, with Liz Truss just getting in there at the last minute.
Yeah. Boris finished her off.
Probably did. So I'm trying not to say something that I shouldn't. And you know, she's been constant. I mean, the earliest memory I've got is obviously the 1977 Jubilee. I'd have been 8 years old. We had big street parties, and we when you're at school, they had like the mugs and all the plates and all that kind of memorial, all that kind of memorabilia that was given to you. And yeah, and I think she's done really, really well. I mean, I know there's been scandals in the royal family, but not with the Queen, really, has there?
Oh no. You can't say no. She's been as absolutely straight as a die. So no, you can't knock that. But there was a film with what was his name? John Goodman. Is it John Goodman? King
John
Ralph,
Goodwin.
I think it was
Oh
called.
yeah, yes, yeah.
And
Never seen
basically,
it.
he just basically became a king. And you know what? Well, who wouldn't want the job? I'm really sorry. But if you went round and asked anybody, said, right, look, Charles doesn't want it. There's a job going, King of England. Do you fancy it? Well, yeah, we'll have a go at that, won't we? Of course you would. Of course you would. I am not saying for a minute that she was. Do you know what? She fulfilled her role phenomenally. She was a very gracious lady, and I don't care what anyone's views are, royalist or non-royalist. It's a sad time, and should be mourned. But then the other side of that coin is, what do they do? And please don't tell me they bring in billions of pounds. What happens to those billions of pounds? Because it certainly doesn't go towards your energy bill. It certainly doesn't go to help pay the striking wages of the working people.
This is not supposed to be about knocking the royal family. That's for another time, I think. We can't have this is about being somber and being upset for the loss of a great. You talk about the Queen. There's other royal families in the world. When you talk about a royal family, everyone that people think of is the English royal family, and they do bring in millions in tourism. Not necessarily them as people, but and they represent us throughout the world, and they have to go and shake a lot of hands of a lot of people. I mean, look at Lady Diana. Hugging AIDS patients and walking across fields of landmines. Okay, I'm pretty sure they'd have been cleared again.
Look where he got her.
But I think the royal family do a pretty good job, and I don't think I would want their jobs. Sorry, I wouldn't.
Is there still, in this day and age, is there still a place for them?
Steve, being a Navy man,
you
pledged your fealty to the Queen.
No, I didn't. To the country.
I thought it was the Queen and country.
Well, all right, Queen and country, but that's irrelevant.
In fact,
she's dead now, so I'm clearly relinquished of that burden.
You don't pledge to the government. You pledge to the Queen. You pledged service to the Queen.
So please tell me then. Yes, they're the head of state. Yes, but what other than shaking people's hands and flying around the place what do they do?
They represent the British people. They're here for the British people.
Okay. So if they were to represent the British
head
people
of state, they are.
Why don't they do something to help them?
They do. Prince Charles does a lot. He's got the Prince's Trust, for argument's sake. He donated his severance pay. He donated his severance pay when he left. When he left the Royal Navy, he donated his severance pay, and started the Prince's Trust. What did you do with your pay when you left the Royal Navy?
Blew it.
What good did you do
for alcohol?
There you go. What good did you do for the young people of the country?
I got to tell you something though. Now, I think Charles will be brilliant.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I do. I honestly think he'll be very, very good. He's got a whole outlook on things, and I'm not saying the Queen didn't care. I'm not saying that, but she was very tied to what she could do, what she couldn't do, and it was very much. It was all tradition. It was all this, and it was all that. But I think Charles may sort of do his best to buck things a little bit, and he actually does care about it, and he's got his finger on the pulse.
Yeah, I think if this had happened 25, 30 years ago, I don't think Charles would have been very well received.
No,
because obviously there was the whole Diana thing and all the rest of it. But I think now you've seen the sort. I think you see more of him now. I saw a program on him not so long ago, and I think he is genuine. Although he's kind of the whole royal family, not all the royal family, but you always think of him as quite removed from knowing what the real people are really like. But I actually feel that Charles is a little bit more aware of what people day to day people's lives are like, and I think he's a little bit more with it. I've got a lot of compassion for the environment. I mean, he was an environmental eco warrior before the term even was born. He's always been kind of aware of what's going on with the world. Apparently, he's very intelligent, very well read, and I think he will make an excellent king.
Yeah.
But I feel for him at this point,
concur.
because obviously he's going through the loss of his mother, and now he's got to transition to be king. And it's like all these reminders of her, like things like the money will change, stamps will change, even things like if you look on the post boxes, they've got it's like embossed E2R, isn't it?
We've still got GRs. If you have a look at a big long, now you've said that, go out and have a look. We're still running Georgian post boxes. Yeah, they're still with GR on them.
And even the policemen's helmets, aren't they? They've got ER on them as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
And all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of sort of things to change. But from his perspective, that's almost kind of slightly eroding her memory, isn't it? You kind of think you'd want to keep those things in place. But if it was your parents, you kind of want those memorials to keep. But
to put this into perspective, to sit and put this into perspective, I mean, obviously, like pretty much everybody else in this country, I watched the news as it was breaking that they were announcing the death of her.
Well, they'd already. I don't know if you noticed, but when they were announced, they're all wearing black.
Yeah,
all the news presenters are already wearing black, so you knew it had already happened.
Yeah, but they were talking like it had come as a big surprise.
Yeah,
she was 96. By any stretch of the imagination, that's a pretty good bloody innings, isn't it?
Well, if you go back to our second video, do you remember what we discussed there?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
It was about the royals. It was about the Platinum Jubilee, and you said what? You said what would happen if she suddenly died? Would they switch it to like a celebration of her life, or maybe the coronation? Is what you said.
There you go.
Cynical. You're cynical.
There you go.
So,
and so they then rolled out what they call Operation Unicorn, because there was all different plans in place for dependent on where she died.
Yeah.
If she was abroad, wherever she was, where all the other bits and pieces. And it's quite obviously she went up there to die because she did love Balmoral.
Yeah, Scotland. Yeah.
And who wouldn't? Who wouldn't love that enormous, great big place fit for yourself? Yeah. That goes with the job. That's a perk of the job for you right there. I bet she didn't go on strike. Oh no, I want more land, or I want
more money. More money.
Yeah. No, exactly so. But anyhow,
the other thing is our children will never see another queen.
No, they won't.
I'll
never say never.
The likelihood, it's unlikely they will ever see another queen. Because obviously now we've got kings lined up to take us through to the next couple of 100 years, probably. At least the next 100 anyway. So so no, it's a very sad time. I feel sorry for Charles. I think he's going to make a great king, and it does show. I think it shows that often English people moan a lot, or British people moan a lot about our country and stuff. But when stuff like this happens together, I think we are all quite patriotic. And going back to all my friends who are ex-servicemen, apart from you, have admitted to kind of shedding a bit of a tear, because they've like I said, they pledged their allegiance to the Queen.
Well, I didn't shed a tear, if I'm
no. No, you just put your CV in the post, didn't you?
That's why I'm pissed.
And asked, does Balmoral come with a jacuzzi?
Well, apparently it didn't. So I'm having none of it.
Don't blame me.
That. But no, I think Charles is going to do very well indeed. I think it is sad, as I say, whatever your views are. And it's only as I've become older, I've become more and more cynical. Yeah. And I just look at the money that's being spent. And do you know, if our country wasn't in such a dreadful state, so much poverty and so many homeless people and so many, I would love to be able to win big on the lottery and buy as many houses as I possibly could to just house homeless people. to give them a chance, to be able to give them an address so they could go out and fight, to just help people. But we just seem to spend the money on the wrong things, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, no matter how high up the social spectrum you are, and no matter how far down you are, we're still all human beings. And surely we should all care for each other, and we should all be looking out for each other. We should, but we don't. We don't. We love it, don't we? We love it when, oh, brilliant! Look, they've fallen by the wayside there, and bye.
Yeah, people do.
It's horrendous. Why are we so horrendous?
It's the mentality. There's secretly a little bit of people wanting to see you struggle a little bit, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's the British way.
And the other, so back to the royal family.
Yes,
they have birthrights. Yeah. Okay, purely because they were born to what are they? In the olden days, when I say the olden days, I'm talking about, you know, when the King of France came over and conquered, and we had King William and all the other bits and pieces. Get that? I get that. Do you know what? You've actually earned some respect. You've got off your arse. You've come over here with a great big army that you've put together, a big fleet of ships that you've probably funded yourself, had a few battles, won the throne. You've earned the right to sit there. Do you see where I'm coming from with this? So,
well, what are you saying then? Do you think we should get a couple of big lads and just go knock on the front door of Buckingham Palace and throw Charlie out and say, right, that's it, lad.
Did I?
We're taking over. This is the way it's done. This is how you got your rights to it. We're going to do the same.
But it doesn't mean that their kids are going to demand our respect or have earned our respect.
I think I've got a lot of respect for William, and I think I had a lot of respect for Harry at one point.
No, I'm talking about. Sorry, no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the generations when we go back to when they would come over and fight during the battles, and they would sit on the throne until the next bloody pretender came along.
Can we wrap this one here, leave it here, and say we're very sad about the Queen, and good luck to Prince Charles in his God Save Our King.
Well, I say yes. I say God rest you, Mom, because you did work hard all the way through your life, and I hope it was a peaceful passing for you. And absolutely, God save the King, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.